What's going on, guys? We're back for another Sunday video with Chris from New Venture Entrepreneurs. We're going to get right into it. Chris, how's it going?
Doing all right, man. It's just another week. I think I mentioned, we talked about before. I finally got PopSockets, so I've been really
Big
focused
news.
on that. So yeah, everything's going pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah,
how about you?
awesome, man. So PopSockets this week. What else is going on? Let's hear about your business. You want to just dive right into your numbers?
Yeah, let's go ahead and start. So for a total live, oh crap, I thought I had that. 1 second, sorry.
No worries. You're still at tier 500, yeah?
All right, I have 426.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm getting there. I think I lost the video. There we go. So yeah, 426 live right now. The last time we spoke, I believe I said I had 283. So last week I had 283. So pretty much the whole week I just been really uploading, definitely putting in work for sure. And also I sold 11 shirts for the week. A little bit of an increase as compared to last week. I'm doing a little bit better with the month so far. This month I have sold 23 products, and last month was a total of 18. So it's a little bit more of an improvement than last month, so that's a good thing. My best month was actually June, which was 39 sales. So I hope I can beat that. I still have a little bit of time left. What's it, the 19th of August?
19th, yeah.
Yeah, so I have a little bit of time. Hopefully I can do it. Who knows? I know back to school is pretty much around this time right now.
Yeah, I think it's all
probably like a week from now or something like that. But hopefully, students or parents will start buying more clothing for their kids or any other, anyone else is interested in clothing. So I have that. The number of the designs that sold were 5. So 11 shirts sold, and then 5. There were 5 different designs.
What's your? Do you know off the top of your head, like what your top design? Did you have one design that did like 4 units, or was it kind of spread out like 2 units per design? Like
there's 2.
You have one design that's always doing like the bulk of those sales.
There's 2 designs that are pretty much selling really good. The rest of them are just one-offs.
Okay.
I'm about to say. I can get into what actually worked. So what worked was, I think I spoke about it last week, was getting into more trends. So out of out of those 5, out of the 5 designs, 4 of them were like different niches. So 2 of the sales were like in the same niche. And yeah, so basically just getting into different niches, and that really helped, make sales this week for me. And then so the strategy going forward is basically, getting into PopSockets, like I said. So that's the strategy going forward. As you can see, I made a huge increase in my amount of products live, and that can definitely be attributed to PopSockets. It opens up the door. It opens up the door for just so many opportunities with products and designs. To me, I feel like people that want to buy PopSockets are more for just like their own personal use, whereas with a shirt, it's like, this is just my opinion. I feel like when you buy a shirt, you're really trying to grab people's attention or impress people in a way. But like I feel like PopSockets is something that you put on your phone is just more for like your own personal vision, I guess.
You aren't really going to see that as much as the shirt you're wearing around with a big logo on it.
Exactly, and that's why I'm saying that you could just put a lot of stuff. For example, I don't know, just you could put like, no one would want to walk around with a shirt that says like just the letter U and then a picture of a freaking rock. I don't, probably a bad example, but you can probably put that on a PopSocket, and someone might buy it,
Yeah.
And you could just put like just basic, textures, I know like textures and stuff like that, just basic colors can go on a PopSocket as well. So I'm saying it just opens up the door for so many more opportunities to put on these products,
Yeah, it's crazy. I can legitimately like hear the excitement in your voice. You messaged me over the week and you're like, dude, I'm like fired up about PopSockets right now.
Yeah, man.
So I got them unlocked too, but I haven't uploaded a single one yet. So and partially that's just because my slots are filled up, but I do have like 9 open slots. So I should probably just like go ahead and throw something up for those.
Yeah, I still have some room left. I have, like I said, 426. I already have about 20 maybe like actually 10 designs, or I designed 20 different graphics for PopSockets today. I've already uploaded about 10. So I have a lot more room to put, more PopSockets on there. And maybe it's a good holiday item. I know clothing is, of course, but, PopSockets, I think, is a good item as well. Like, what's your take on that? Do you think people will people have more demand for PopSockets or more for clothing? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's funny. Like you and I are in a bunch of the same Facebook groups, and at first I thought that wow, PopSockets. Why did they choose to go like Amazon choose that first? And I really didn't know like how big they were. And I think recently, like I've become a lot more excited about them, mostly because I'm seeing other people posting like killing it with PopSockets. Like $5 margins plus like. Just and it's still untapped relatively. I think it seems like probably a lot of people at tier 500 got it rolled out in the last week, but I feel like it's still like kind of a newer marketplace for us in a sense. So we have like that room. But to answer your question, I think apparel overall is still going to be bigger, but I do think PopSockets is still going to add like something else. I just can't. I feel like with apparel, you're more likely to buy like 1 or 2 or 3 shirts like a year. Or feel you're buying those more frequently or maybe 2 or 3 at a time versus PopSockets.
Right.
I'm buying a PopSocket for myself. I'm probably not going to be buying like 1 new one a month or anything like that. I'm probably just going to get 1. But that being said, who knows? I don't really know. Like, I don't know that industry as well.
I was watching some type of merch video earlier, and I think someone had mentioned that it is more popular among, women and girls. So, you could probably market whatever design that you have. You could probably market it towards girls. That might be a hint. And going back to what you were saying earlier about it being like kind of an untapped market. Yeah, we are on tier 500. So a lot of other merch sellers don't have the opportunity to sell this. So one thing I also suggest is to look at your like top selling niches and really check to see if other people are selling in that niche. And hopefully, no one is. You can definitely take advantage of that market or just control the market in a way.
Now's the time, too.
That was actually the first thing I did when I got approved for PopSockets. I was like, wait, I got to go see if anyone's selling in this niche. And no one was. So I'm in the place where I can just set, and control the market.
Have you sold a PopSocket yet, or are you still waiting for that first sale on them?
All this excitement I got, I haven't sold anything yet.
Okay.
But another thing is,
you got them on what, like Wednesday or Thursday? I don't remember.
It was recently. It was about probably like Thursday, I think.
Thursday, yeah.
Another thing is, what I like about this is with this PopSockets is that people are going in pricing at the default price. So the
what's the default on them?
$14.99.
Got you.
So when I do like a lot of PopSocket research, I'll see that other merch sellers. I know they're merch sellers because of the pictures. They're all usually at $14.99. You might see some that are like $13.99. I've uploaded 2 or 3 that are $13.99, but the rest of them are $14.99. So basically, like people aren't trying to like just destroy the market by pricing it very, very low. So that's why I like where people's head is at right now. So that's a good sign. Yeah. So I mean, I'm really focused on uploading a lot of PopSockets right now. I really want to get out of tier 500. Like this really adds fuel to the fire to get out of 500 because there's so many more ideas that I want to put on these products,
Dude, you and me both. I'm like sitting here just I kind of itching to get my sales up so I can push out of this tier. And I'm how many total sales are you at, if you don't mind me asking?
100. I'm at 100 and oh crap. Total sales, I want to say like 120. I think.
Okay, 120. I think I'm at 190 or something like that. So I'm really crossing my fingers if I can get to like 250, which I think I'll be able to do in the next like 30 days. I'll be able to tier up, and I don't know. Like I really need that extra like 500 slots. My designer's like just sitting standby. I've given him some designs, but I don't want to like give my designer too much stuff because to your point, like I think I can actually take a lot of the designs I have now and just reuse them and kind of manipulate them on my own and put them on PopSockets and other items. So I'm really kind of just like getting antsy about merch right now, which is why I've started to like play around with the other platforms a little bit in the meantime. But I was going to ask you and you and I talked about it a little bit, but is there any kind of like different way you're going about researching? And you did mention a little bit, finding the niches that you're already doing well in with t-shirts, but like how else are you going about research for PopSockets and like any other design changes, or are you doing anything different with bullet points? Like again, like I haven't done any yet, so I'm just curious to get your take on that.
So I am getting a little bit more, I guess you can say, advanced in a way with my research, with the apparel, like the shirts and the hoodies and stuff like that. Normally I would get into trends, and I had that one niche that I'm in. So I focus on that one niche, and then I'll think of other things that like people are interested in or the stuff that I know about, and I'll just make designs for that. But with PopSockets, what I'm doing now is I am going to the Amazon search bar, and then I could just type in PopSockets, and you already know they have like the predictive search or suggested search.
Yeah.
So I'm using that. You can also like add a word, and it will show you like other keywords that people are typing in. So I'm really using the Amazon search bar, in addition to using my existing designs as well. So you already know I have a whole bunch of designs since I've been selling on the platform for about 7 months now. So I'm just using all those designs, especially the ones that are already selling pretty well for me. I'm uploading those to PopSockets. As far as the features and the brand, I spoke about it before. I have a brand on Amazon, so sometimes I'll use that one brand, sometimes I won't. It really just, I don't know. Sometimes I guess I'm kind of doing like a test to see how it sells, like an A/B test. Does it sell better with having a brand, or it doesn't make a difference without the brand,
Totally.
So yeah, and also for the features itself, since it's so new, you don't have to really put as much, I don't think, or I don't really know actually. I'm still putting the same amount of effort into them, like just describing the image, and that's basically about it. I wish that Printful would get these and we can sell these on Etsy.
Oh, I know that'd
be pretty nice.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. I feel like it's, again, like we've been talking about, like it's only been even for the people that have got PopSockets right at the beginning, it's only been a few months. So like we're still so early to that game, and
yeah, we're still in a good place. Exactly.
Yeah, like, we're in a great place for it. And like you said, it's still not saturated where you can go in and just scoop up like sales in a few different niches and that are like super unsaturated. So
yeah, look at the different niches that have demand that is usually on like shirts and hoodies and stuff like that, and check PopSockets, and no one may be selling in that niche or in that trend, and you gotta put a lot of designs out for that trend or for that niche. Really try to control it. Another research strategy that I did is something I told you about earlier, is really just asking friends, what are they into? They'll gladly tell you. Like, some people are into like dolphins, or some people are into, just any type of interest that they have. You could really look at that niche, and see if it's too competitive or not, and just really get into it. Are you focused on, I was gonna say trends or Halloween specifically? Like, are you getting into those at all, or are you kind of staying away from trends and really focus on Evergreen?
Yeah. So I mean, first of all, really quick, I just wanted to say like one thing to your point about asking people. Like, I think that's something that we forget a lot, is like, as merch sellers, we want to like sit behind our computer and like search for things and keywords in different niches. But sometimes like that, we forget we can just go like ask our friends or our coworkers and say like, hey, what are you into? What do you think looks cool on here? And that's like, so like no one ever talks about it. Everyone talks about like, oh, I go and pull up the BSR and I use this tool and this tool and this tool. So I don't know. I think that was a really good point that you're trying to do that. But
now what I did was I basically showed my coworker at work like, hey, I just got approved for PopSockets, and this is what I put up so far. And she said, hey, that's cool. And I forgot how the conversation went, but I basically it kind of ended in me saying like, I can put anything you want on a PopSocket. And then she gave me an idea of what she's interested in. And I was like, hey, I can make more of this, or like look into it and just, put out more designs for that interest that she's in. Totally. So yeah, just kind of have a conversation. Let your coworkers and friends know that you can sell on Amazon. You can make any product. You can make PopSockets, shirts, hoodies, any design you want, and they might throw ideas to you.
Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, to answer your other question, I mean, I think I've talked about it a lot on here. Like in the past, I'd say probably my first 400 like t-shirts and designs that I had listed were pretty much all Evergreen. And then only recently, which has worked out well for me. I mean, I feel like I get a lot of consistent sales, but I've never caught on to like one of those like a big month where it's like, oh, I went from, 30 sales to over 100 or 200. And I feel like that's because I focused on Evergreen and not on the trends. And I know, I've talked about it. I think we touched on it last week, but now I have started to do more of the like trend stuff. So like, for example, like I maybe threw up about 20, 25 designs for Halloween. And so that's definitely kind of opened things up for me and thinking like a little bit more strategically, because, you really have to think one month out minimum. I think probably 2 months out is more realistic to like get your designs up there, get them prepped. So I have like maybe 25 designs up for Halloween. And what I did for that, I think I talked about in another video, but is essentially trying like using the theme Halloween, but then finding like small niches around that. So like one strategy that I like for that is I will go to like, if you just type in like Halloween costumes, it'll pull up like, tons of different Halloween costume websites. And I'll just go through there and look at those. And obviously like there's ones you're not going to do. Like you're going to stay away from like, I don't know why this is the first thing that comes to my head, but like Winnie the Pooh or Star Wars, you're obviously not going to do like something that's obviously trademark copyrighted, but like you're going to run through and see like, oh, Frankenstein, like, oh, is that copyright? Does that have a copyright? Like, I don't know, maybe that's a good one. Then you go through and you find, like just, I don't know, random stuff in there, like Mummy, that's probably a saturated one, but you keep going and you find like these costumes that might lead you down the road to finding kind of an untapped one. So that's what I've been looking at. Again, like definitely need to get tier 1000 because I want to get that. I just want to crank on like Christmas and like all the other trends and focus on, at least probably 250 of my next 500 designs on trends specifically. So that's kind of my outlook on everything right now.
I get that. Like, and also there's pros and cons to that, or I guess I want to say you don't really want to put too much focus on like these big trends, like these holidays, because of course, everyone else is going to be doing that. And also you have to think about other things that are going on in that month as well. There's Halloween that's coming up in October. What else is going on in October? I think there's breast cancer awareness. That's a good idea to get into, because while everyone else is focused on putting up a whole bunch of Halloween designs, and your designs might get lost in the sea of Halloween shirts.
Totally.
What about other stuff? People are buying, other things during that time. Same thing with November. What was that, like No Shave November? You could probably get into something like that. Just think broad and like just think outside the box as well sometimes,
Yeah. I mean, I think that in the long term, like, I mean, I guess I have kind of two thoughts. Like one, obviously we want to make money with our business. Like we want it to be profitable, and trends definitely can help you do that. For me right now, it's not about the money. It's more about like tiering up and kind of, banking on the longer term view. And I think that's kind of why I want to like focus on trends a little bit more, because, it takes a lot more time to tier up if you don't hit something. Like even if if you do something that takes off for Christmas and it's good for 2-3 months, even 1 month, but it helps you get to like tier 2,000, 4,000, whatever it may be. That's kind of like what I want to do. But again, like I do think long term, like it's amazing to have the evergreen ones, because they're going to consistently sell for you. Like most of my designs are ones that are year round consistent sales. Like we're in August right now, traditionally pretty slow online, and they're still making sales. And so, yeah, again, like you said, there's pros and cons to both. Like I think it's all of this whole business is just about testing like what works for you, like learning from other people's paths, but never getting too set on like, oh, that guy did this, I need to do that exact same thing. Yeah, that might work, but I think it's just about like doing these tests for yourself and deciding like, oh, this worked well for me, this didn't.
I agree. I mean, if you try to copy what someone else does, it may not work for you. Especially since merch is getting more competitive. More people are entering the space. What they did, 2 years ago may not work, this time around.
Right.
There is definitely truth to that.
You could throw up shirts with like, swear words on them, and they'd sell like crazy. And I think then obviously they changed things and those got all taken down. I feel like it's such a young platform. Like things can change really quick. So you just kind of like play by the rules. I don't know. I err on the side of caution for just about everything. Like especially now. I didn't.
It's funny. I have a shirt. Oh, I'm sorry, were you about to say something? Sorry.
No, go.
Oh, so I have a shirt, and I've never said this in any of my videos, but I have a shirt on Amazon that can kind of be, infringing on a brand, I guess. It's been up there. I've uploaded it to many different products, and it seems to go through every single time.
Is
But
it
don't do
selling?
that. Of course, it's not good. But anyways, you already know I'm selling on other platforms.
Yeah.
Put the same design on Teespring, and they shut that down. Like they said, you cannot have this up because it's similar to this brand. And I was like, oh, okay. How come Amazon lets me have it?
Yeah.
It was kind of just funny like that.
Yeah,
Another thing is,
I feel like that ever since I got out of tier 100, I started to kind of like take things more seriously and be like, I didn't really take anything down. I had a few that came down on their own. I do have probably like 2 or 3 designs. I'm like, this is borderline, like definitely could be misconstrued. I mean, pretty easily, but yeah, I don't know. You definitely just have to choose your own risk tolerance and then go for it, I guess, or whatever.
well, let's get into your numbers. I've been talking too long about this. What's going on with your numbers?
So still 491 out of 500 live, still tier 500. Frustratingly, this week I sold 14 shirts in the last 7 days. I'm having a good month. I'm at 36. I think I'm on pace to hit roughly 60 sold, which will be like last month was my best month at 46. So I'd be happy just to like do that again. So yeah, anyway, on like a good pace right now, and I'll be over 200 shirts sold by the end of this month for sure. So that's gonna be awesome. Out of the 14 that sold, there were 11 different designs. So still have like a couple that are doing well, and then like I said, like a lot of evergreen designs. Like yeah, it's really random. No returns or cancels this week. So to be honest, I haven't done a ton differently with my merch account right now, just because like I don't have a lot of wiggle room with it. I do have plans to go back through all of my listings and optimize them. Like I'm gonna overhaul like anything that hasn't been selling. I'm gonna go back and overhaul like price, title, keywords, like the whole thing. See if I can, if it's a good design, or I'll take it down if I think it's a bad one. But I think that's a good strategy too. Like a lot of people throw their shirts up and then kind of forget about them, other than maybe changing price. But I think like that's only half the work is putting the shirt up. Like then the second half is like, okay, this one's not selling, but the design's amazing. So how
maintenance?
What's that?
I said maintenance, right?
Yeah, like doing the maintenance. How can I go back? What can I tweak in this? And like I've already noticed, in the market changes too. Like what people are searching for changes. So like a shirt that you might have put up, a year ago, at that time maybe you did optimize it, but now people are searching for something like slightly different. I don't know. So
right. I mean, I agree. I mean, especially since you've been selling more or longer on this platform, your knowledge and your skill levels, definitely has increased. You're learning what to do and what not to do. So it's like, yeah, it's not bad to go back and look at your designs that are not selling and see if you can optimize it. So yeah, it's definitely a good strategy for sure.
Yeah, it's to your point.
It's good that you're doing it now since you're in tier 500. Imagine you're on tier like 2000. You have like a bunch of shirts that are not selling.
It puts everything in perspective. Like I know a lot of people were, when they changed their policies a few weeks ago, and people were like, "Oh, I have like 30 days to go through all my 2,000 plus listings and make
right
this word, this word, this word." I was fortunate enough didn't have any of that stuff, so I got lucky, or got on the platform too late, maybe. I don't know, but anyway, yeah, it's pretty much what I've been focused on right now, and what I've kind of talked about is starting to expand to other platforms. So I've maybe listed like 25 designs to eBay, 25 to Etsy. I think I have 30 to Etsy, and maybe like 15 to Seller Central, the main page. And I'm starting to put those designs on other products. So I'm using mostly for Etsy and eBay, I use Printiful's integration. And then I have like a Shopify store that I use, but I only use it for like the back end. And I pretty much have another print-on-demand company called Custom Cat through there. And just because like there's certain products that are cheaper on there. So yeah, I'm starting to kind of experiment more with that stuff. And go ahead.
Now with your eBay integration with Printful, so you're doing the ShipStation integration as well?
I'm not using an integration right now. What I'm doing is literally, it's super time. Well, it's pretty much I do have a tool that I've been using, which I'll share like on probably another one of these because I'm still testing it. But I'm using a tool that helps me essentially like copy my like the listings from other platforms, so I don't have to like rebuild the full listing every time. And then I'll list it on eBay, but then when someone buys on eBay, I'm like going and manually creating a fulfillment order on either my Shopify store or Etsy. So it's like I've only been doing it for about a week and a half, so I'm very like, well, in this flow. So I'm kind of still figuring out like what the best solution is without spending more on any other tools. I'm really not trying to spend more money on tools right now.
Right. Now, the thing with that, like, you know, just thinking ahead, say there's a day where you get like, I don't know, 25 orders, you know, for the fourth quarter. Totally. That's gonna be a lot of work, you know.
Yeah.
Would you ever like outsource something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I have like a whole game plan laid out right now, which is, you know, yeah, I have like this whole game plan laid out to kind of get in a good place for fourth quarter. And yeah, I mean, like another thing I actually haven't shared, I don't think on any of my videos, but you know, last year I was actually, maybe like a year and a half ago was when I first got into print on demand, and I didn't realize what it was going to turn into, but I was using Custom Cat and then listing products on like Amazon Seller Central main page, mostly like coffee mugs and stuff, and on eBay. And fourth quarter hit last year, and I think I sold like over $1,000 of these coffee mugs on Seller Central. And the margin on them is like, so that was revenue, $1,000, like roughly $1,000 revenue. The margin on was, you know, maybe like, I want to say like $5 a unit. And I was selling them for like anywhere between $14.95 and $19.95. Anyway, so $5 revenue or $5 profit. I mean, it's profitable, but I did actually, so I started the like print on demand company I was using, their fulfillment times went from normally being like 2 days or 3 days up to like over a week, like 7 business days. Obviously, because it's fourth quarter, but I didn't realize how backed up they were going to get. So I ended up like having a bunch of my orders that got shipped out late, which in like Amazon Seller Central world, like that's a big no-no.
Oh, yeah, no, you can't do that with Amazon customers.
It was not like, I still got them all out, and like there are a few customers I like refunded, blah blah blah. But I mean, my shipment rate, my late shipment rate was like, bad, and that. I actually got a call after fourth quarter was over in January saying like, hey, we saw blah, blah, blah from Amazon, and pretty much saying like, hey, you need to get your like all of this stuff like fixed, because otherwise your account's not going to be in good standing. So you learn from things like that. But again, like I still got, like, everyone was happy that I got them out to, but at the same time, like, yeah, so this year I'm going to be like way more prepared. After that, I actually went back and change like how my everything works, and you can change like fulfillment times when you build out listings on Seller Central. So there are things you can do, and it's all again like a learning process. But
so you had a bunch of like angry Amazon customers, where's my dabbing unicorn coffee mug or something like that?
Yeah, there were some. I mean, it's always the people who order it like 3 days before Christmas, and then you're like, oh well, that's definitely not going to make it there like in time. Even if it was like a prime order and it was in the warehouses, like it still would probably not get there.
When you said Custom Cat ships out in 2 days, that's actually pretty fast. Like I've always known Printful to do, like they say at least 7 days or like 5 business days, 5 to 7 business days or something like that. So you said 2 days. That's actually really fast, really good.
Yeah, it's I'm like, I don't really know how Custom Cat's systems work because it's gotten a lot faster. But if someone buys something from me, let's say like today, I'll put the order in I'll manually put it in to be fulfilled sometime today as well. And then they'll pretty much take 1 day. So tomorrow they would like actually charge my credit card or my PayPal account for the product. And then it would take like another full 1 to 2 days to actually like print and ship it. And that's on the fast side. Like if it's a new design that they've never done before, like they tell you this ahead of time, it's going to take like an extra 1 to 2 days minimum. So that's going to put you at like 4 days or so. And I still have designs that I sell all the time where it's like takes 4 days. So you just have to be on top of it. You learn the platform. I mean, it's definitely something, if you're going to go that route and sell on Seller Central like that, you really have to be careful of like what you're getting into, because you're pretty much making a commitment saying, hey, I'm going to send this out within 2 days. So if you miss that, like, it's not good. So anyway, now I have like all my fulfillment times I think I have like 6 business days, even though I know like it's never going to get to 6 business days unless it's like fourth quarter, Christmas. And I also put the order in to be fulfilled like a day or 2 late. Like, I'm just saying so.
Now,
anyway.
you say you're on eBay, Seller Central, Etsy, and then Merch by Amazon.
Yeah.
Were you ever thinking about adding anything else, or that you're pretty much set at this point?
No, I mean, it's crazy. Like, obviously we know Amazon's like the #1 place. Like, that's where everyone's going. Like, that's obviously the place to be. But, again, like, I think it goes back to like what we've kind of talked about before, but like, if everyone is doing one thing, then you should, maybe do that stuff, but also consider like the places people aren't going. So if everyone's focus and attention is on Amazon right now, well, like, does that mean that maybe these other marketplaces are a little bit more open? Like, can I go list a shirt on eBay and mark it up or whatever? And like, I sold a shirt this week for $19.95 that I sell on. It's literally the same shirt I saw on Amazon for $16.95, but someone bought it on there. So, and I made like my margins way better because
of course. The whole thing is getting it in their face. There's customers on Redbubble. There's customers on Etsy, Merch, Amazon.com. It's all about getting it in their face. So yeah, it's always a good thing to expand these other print-on-demand businesses.
Totally.
The funny thing is, when I first started this upload challenge to other platforms, I noticed that one of my designs was on, I think it was Redbubble. I saw my design like when I first started back in February. It was a cheap design that I made real quick. I just put like some text. I think I spoke about it before in one of our earlier videos. Like, one of the first designs I made myself, I just put like a super simple image, and then I put just some basic text over it. I saw that image on Redbubble, or the shirt for it. I was like, wait, what? I was so surprised to see one of my designs on somewhere else. Yeah, it was crazy. So I sent in the what is it called, the request to have it taken down, and then they took it down like within the same day. So that was good. But it's just you also have to like look at other platforms to see if your shirts or designs are stolen.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't have to, but like if you do venture out, you may or may not see your designs on other platforms.
Totally. Yeah, and I don't. Well, it depends how they're doing it. If they're gonna like sell it and then drop ship it from like my listing, I'm fine with that. I just hopefully no one's stealing them like pixel for pixel, and like, but I'm sure it happens. I have a lot of strategies I'm going to talk to you about. I'm fired up on, but I'm not gonna. We're gonna do it off camera so we can like game plan for some future videos too. Because I have like some other really like. I mean, I'm very interested to play around with these other platforms a little bit more. And I think there is actually more promise than people talk about, and I do think that Amazon should still be the main focus. But I also like, just from my experience right now, it's Tier 500. I can see that it would be fairly easy to sell. Be doing well with merch and get like, a designer or maybe a project manager like in the Philippines that you really trust, teach them like 90% of the process so they can like, do everything from design, the research, like keyword, keyword research, make the design, and then kind of like put it all in a document and be ready to like upload or use, some kind of tool. And you can kind of like have that portion of your business kind of mostly outsourced. So all you're doing is like filling in like the listing and then, clicking it up, maybe doing some trademark checks. And then, so anyway, my point with that is like, I think then that opens up like your time to then focus on other things. But, again,
to your point about using tools, there's 2 that I know about. I spoke about it last week, which is Merch Along. Another one that I see other merch sellers using is Orbit Kit.
I've heard of both of them. Or how have you played around with either?
No, see, now my strategy is I definitely want to grow the business for sure. All the money that I generate from the holiday season, I'm going to look to expand, which means hiring another designer. And you did talk about this last week about will I have my designer upload to these platforms as well? You know, I did say last week that I would rather have an uploader and a designer, just two separate positions. But you know,
Right.
maybe we'll see what happens. Like, it's probably not a bad idea to have that. My current designer is only making 7 designs per week. You know, I don't think that's that much. It's pretty much a design, one design per day.
Dude,
I don't
my
think
guy
it's too
was
hard
cranking out
to.
like 10, and he was asking me for more every day, and they were like high
Yes, that's
quality
the thing.
designs.
So yeah, I could probably talk to her and then hire another designer and have them upload to these platforms as well. As far as like research goes, I don't know. I think I don't trust anyone with the research. Like, I want to do research and get at least a topic going, and then like throw it out to
Totally.
the VAs so they can do the rest.
I think though, like even it's again, it's all about how you want to do your business. Like you don't have
Right.
to. You can even like I don't think I would want them to necessarily do all of the research, but maybe if I do like the kind of early stage research and say, hey, I like this niche. I want you to go in and do research. Here are my criteria. Here are like what I want you to find. Make a list of all the different sub niches that you find, and then send me at the end of the day today. Send me that list or something, and you. Like, I think I'm all about like obviously systematizing as much as I can, and I know
Right.
because you and I both have the full-time jobs, that limits what we have time for outside of that time period. And I actually love like creating business and systematizing it. So yeah,
It
that
can be
is
hands off pretty much. Yeah, I feel you. Like, I still want to work at my main job and still have like another source of income coming in as well, just so I can just do other things and expand on other businesses that I want. So I want more money coming in. And from our conversation today, it just sounds like we need more from merch. We need more slots open. We need more like a higher tier. We need,
totally.
more people designing. We need a lot more, and we're definitely going to get there. We just stay focused for sure.
Yeah, no, 100%. I feel like, yeah. Is there anything else? I feel like that might be a good point to end on. I'm pumped about merch right now. I feel like I need to get back to like designing and uploading as much as I can on these other platforms to get something going.
No, that's it from me. Another thing I just wanted to bring up, we talked about last week. If there's anyone interested that wants to be in the hangout or merch talk with us,
Yes.
be interested as well. Yeah. Other than that, that's pretty much it for me.
Cool. Yeah. We'll put links to Chris's channel down in the description, obviously, if you guys are watching on my channel, and we'll be back next Sunday with another video. And let us know, like he said, if there's anyone you want to see us talk to or any other kind of merch influencers or other channels that you like following as well. But yeah, with that, we will see you guys in one more week. Good luck with your business.